The storm had knocked out power in half the town when Mark noticed movement outside his garage. At first, he thought it was a raccoon, but when the lightning flashed, he saw the spots. An ocelot, soaked, shivering, and dragging one leg, was trying to squeeze under the garage door. Before starting the story, please like the video and subscribe our channel for more amazing tales. Mark froze for a second, then slowly crouched. "Hey, easy," he said softly. But the animal growled weakly before collapsing into a wet heap. It was clear the ocelot wouldn't last much longer in the freezing rain. He grabbed an old blanket, opened the door wider, and watched as the ocelot half-crawled inside, leaving a faint trail of mud and blood. Mark called the local sanctuary, but no one answered. The storm had taken down phone lines too. "Looks like it's just you and me tonight," he murmured, setting out a bowl of water and tucking the blanket around the animal. In the morning, he built a makeshift pen in his garage with boards and crates. The ocelot lay curled in the corner, his tail flicking weakly. His leg looked broken, and there were scars under his fur that hinted at old injuries. Mark decided to keep him safe until help arrived. He stayed nearby for hours each day, talking quietly as he worked on his tools. At first, the ocelot refused to eat unless Mark left the garage completely. But slowly, over days, it began eating even with Mark sitting nearby. One evening, as Mark repaired a chair, he felt a weight settle near his foot. The ocelot had limped over and was lying just inches away, his amber eyes watching every move of the sandpaper. Mark smiled faintly. "Well, that's progress." On the 5th day, a sanctuary truck finally pulled up. When the worker stepped out and saw the ocelot pressed against Mark's leg, he raised his eyebrows. "He's bonded to you already," the man said. "That's rare." Mark scratched behind the cat's ear and felt a deep, rumbling purr. "Maybe he picked me," Mark said quietly. Mark spent the next few weeks building a proper space in his backyard, high fences, climbing shelves, soft places to rest. The ocelot followed him around as he worked, sometimes sitting just close enough to touch. By the time the pen was finished, the cat's limp had improved. But he still stayed close to Mark, watching him sand, hammer, and paint. One afternoon, Mark left the gate open for a moment. The ocelot slipped out, and for the first time since that stormy night, disappeared into the woods. Mark stood at the fence, a heavy feeling in his chest. But just as the sun dipped low, the bushes rustled, and the ocelot emerged, carrying a small, perfectly smooth stone in his mouth. He dropped it at Mark's feet, chirped softly, and curled up on the porch like he owned the place. Mark picked up the stone, smiling. "Guess you're staying after all." Now, every morning, the ocelot waits by the door, tail flicking, ready to follow Mark into the garage. He still watches Mark work with his tools, still curls near his feet when the rain comes. And on the shelf in the corner sits the smooth stone, a quiet reminder of the night an ocelot walked out of the storm and chose to stay.